In the depths of my soul, feeling the loss of control in the spirit, so colorful. If you feel it, then let's go to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise, keep on rising, rise, rise,
Beautiful.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Euro Football show with myself and Mr. Sinclair. How are you doing, John?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Absolutely. Cali been really busy, 2 streams today, so
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think everybody's been busy. I was going to do a live stream on the Eddie Howe press conference, and I thought, no, I'm going to do a recording because I've got a live stream tonight. And looking forward to this. Something a little bit different for everybody on the channel. It may not be to everyone's liking, but obviously, I've listened to a lot of people who've said they want to see a few more shows like European football leagues and all that kind of stuff. So you're obviously well established in European football, John, so there's no better co-host for this kind of show. We'll go through a couple of comments first of all before we look at the leagues. We've got Lee saying perfect show for War Serie A expert John. Yep, definitely. Lee then goes on to say, what do you think Xavi will bring to Barcelona since he's been appointed their new manager? We'll come on to that when we cover the Spanish leagues, because obviously that is a big appointment for Barcelona, but it's whether he can actually, if he can actually do anything with Barcelona, given where they are in the league. But we will come on to La Liga. Lee says, what do you make of the comments by Mikel Arteta wanting Arsene Wenger to be more present at Arsenal? Any thoughts on that, John?
Wow, very interesting. It's like Orly with Fergie.
Mhm.
But, obviously, Wenger's Arsenal legend's been at the club for 22 years.
Yeah.
And he was the manager of Arsenal, and Arsene came into my club. And he's the president of the club. I'll work on him at any time because he can ask the club, and if there's any problems, if there's anything going on, then you can talk to them, talk to him. But listen, but you're the manager, and you got to do your own thing.
Yeah, I don't think Arsene Wenger's been the type of he hasn't been like Fergie, has he? Where Fergie's literally at every Man United game. Arsene Wenger is doing different things, which is what he wanted to do when he left Arsenal. You know, he's not the manager anymore, and I think he's got other things to do. What we'll do is though we'll take a look at the Premiership table first of all over here in good old Blighty, and I've got it up on the screen there for everybody to see. Now, obviously, John, Chelsea are looking awesome this season. You know, they beat us last time we were at St James's Park. Only 4 goals against them this season. The team that's really surprised me, though, and I think everybody is going to know, is West Ham there in 3rd. I mean, what a season they're having, John.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, when David Moyes went there in the second time, the West Ham fans was thinking, oh my God, he's back again. What's he going to do this time to get us relegated? What he's done, he said, I would have been your own man. I want you to back us the players who I want to buy, and he goes and get them. And that's exactly, you look at the players they've got, Antonio scoring goals. Forno is, I don't know if I've announced his name right, but he's scoring goals. I mean, Jared Borden's been fantastic. The backline's been brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Declan Rice. What else can I say about Declan Rice? I mean, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I criticised him, John. You know, I did over last season, and thinking, is he all that? I was very impressed with him at St James's Park when they came here on the opening day of the season. He controlled the midfield as far as I was concerned, and also, he just seems to have gone from strength to strength. And if you look at West Ham's record there, they've won the last 4 games, which has just catapulted them up to 3rd. Brighton as well, who, the 7th. But if you look at their last 5 games, John, they haven't won a game. And I think a lot of people didn't really think that. You know, when they came away from Liverpool with a draw, they haven't won in 5. Would you be concerned?
Look, they got enough points in a minute, right? But they need to win games very, very quickly because it is concerning. I mean, scoring goals has been a problem for them. Okay, they scored a couple at Anfield. Don't get us wrong, but listen, I think they'll turn it around 100%.
Right.
But they'll be safe this season. Let's be real. But you're right; they need to start winning games very quickly.
Some more 3 points on the board. Of course, the goal difference is 0 as well. But you know, you look at the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea's goal differences are way above everybody else. I mean, you know, Chelsea's goal difference plus 23, Liverpool's plus 20. You know, nobody else in that Premier League is anywhere near them. You look at further down the table, you see Tottenham in 9th. You know, obviously Conte's gone in there and he's got to try and get things going. For me, Leicester City, we're down in 12th, John.
That's a surprise, isn't it? I mean, 2 wins at the last 3 games as well documented that, but they have spent some money as well. But they bought the lad from Dhaka from Augsburg for £23 million or something last one. I mean, listen, he'll come good, but they bought for the future. But conceding goals and Leicester's very, very concerning at this moment in time. -2, as you can see. But he needs to fix it very quickly, Brendan, because these backers sort of, and these owners sort of, are not the patience of the lot. But I think he's got credits in the bank, in my opinion.
Right.
But we have one bad season, but he needs to fix up very, very quickly because he's a superb manager. You don't sack a superb manager, sort of.
Well, you know what I was going to say, though, John? It's really now, this is going to test Brendan Rodgers, isn't it? Test how good he actually is, because he's got to get a tune out of these players now. I mean, to be fair, I mean, let's be honest, they're only 2 points behind Manchester United, who were in 6th. And we all know how Manchester United are playing at the minute. I mean, they are rank bad. So I don't think Brendan Rodgers will be panicking because of that league table at the minute. You know, being only 2 points. I mean, you look at it from sort of 6th place, way down to, you know, Southampton really in 13th. You know, it's all very, very congested there with points. Leeds United, you know, they're down there, but look at Villa. Look at Aston Villa, John. I mean, they have collapsed in a big way already.
-6 as well. Lost the last 5 games, which cost Dean Smith his job, sort of thing, which is kind of no surprise. Okay, I know they had injury problems, sort of thing, but they spent £100 million, Paul, on the front three. Danny Ings and Leon Bailey. They brought those 3 there as well. £100 million your forward line, and he can't really get a tune out of them. But losing those 5 games, sort of thing, is very, very worrying, sort of thing. But who is going to take over Villa? That's the big $1 million.
Well, I was just going to ask you, John, who do you think is going to go in? I mean, apparently, I've been listening to the radio there tonight that Stevie G's going in, and he'll be appointed before the end of this week.
I hope he does. I hope he does go there. Do you know what I mean? I think you do. I'm not
you want him gone out of Rangers for obvious reasons.
No, it's not that. But listen, I mean, I like Stevie G. But at the end of the day, I mean,
is Aston Villa the right club for Gerrard, though, John? Is that a club that you would say, is there more appeal to Villa than there is being at Rangers? I just don't know. I mean, yes, it's the Premier League, obviously, and that's where he wants to be, obviously. But you know, I just wouldn't. It'd be interesting. We've then got Watford, and of course the bottom 3. Our team, Newcastle, down there 19th. We all know what's happening at the minute with them, so you know, we talk about them all the time. So we don't have to do it tonight. Norwich City is another one without a manager. Obviously, Daniel Farke fired at the weekend after a brilliant win at Brentford. Where do you think the next manager lies from there? Because obviously Dean Smith has been linked with them, who've just been sacked by Villa, but also Frank Lampard. Would that be an opportunity for Lampard to prove how good he is by going into Norwich?
Well, I mean, he's got to go. If it goes in there, he's got to try and keep him up. But is it going to be a long-term solution or be a short-term solution? But with Frank go there and trying to nudge around, I don't think he'll go there, if I'm honest with you. Dean Smith, maybe, or may take a break from the game. And also another thing to be mentioned, Paul, is Hatton Husler as well from Southampton. He ain't going to go there, man.
You know what it is? I mean, when I first saw his name linked, I thought, there's no chance Hassan Hoodle will go there. I mean, yes, Southampton, you know, I mean, where's Southampton? They are currently 13th. No way is he going to jump ship from Southampton because they're still, we were talking about the points gap before between the sort of middle of the table and the top, sixth place and seventh. He'll still be looking at that thinking, right, if we can put a few results together, which, to be fair, they're unbeaten in 4 now, Southampton. Winning 3 and drawing 1. They're on a very good run at the moment. So what's to say that they can't start putting the pedal down and moving up the table? So I can't see that, John. I honestly can't see him going there. Ben sent a comment in. Good evening, Ben. Liverpool sporting director Michael Edwards to leave Liverpool come the end of the season. What do you think about this news? And do you think this has something to do with Newcastle?
I don't. According to reports today, that he's definitely going to leave at the end of the season, but he will not be coming to Newcastle United. That's what I've seen on social media.
I thought he was going abroad. I thought he was going overseas.
I believe so, but who that be, I don't know. But he's definitely not going to come to Newcastle United.
I thought there was a Serie A team involved in it. I don't know. I may have read that wrong, but
that was Lewis Campos.
Right.
That sort of thing. So you'll not be going to Genoa. They got Shevchenko coming to him later.
That's a hell of a signing, by the way. But we'll come to the Italian league very soon.
Yeah.
Ben also says, what do you make of the job David Moyes has done down at West Ham? And what do you make of West Ham's season so far? Well, we just spoke about them before. So, absolutely fantastic for them. Sky Bet currently have Steven Gerrard as 1-20 on to become the next Aston Villa manager. What do you think this potential move means for both Villa and Rangers? Well, we spoke about it just a couple of minutes ago. I think, the fact that if they get Gerrard, it's a hell of a signing for Villa. I'm not so sure the Rangers fans will be too happy. He's done a hell of a job for them. But I think if Rangers fans, look deep down in their hearts, they'll know that Steven Gerrard would eventually move back to the Premier League, John.
Yeah, I mean, he wants a challenge. I mean, maybe he want to go to Villa for the challenge, but a lot of people say he would have been better off stopping the Rangers, try and win the SPL again to the end of the season, and then kind of move on and then walk away. This has never been the Rodgers situation sort of thing as well. I mean, he left the season. I mean, which I think is a foolish thing to do. Right, you could have waited to the end of the season and then move on. Do you know what I mean? But with Stevie G, he's obviously going to go now, so he's going to go to Villa now. I mean, the book is.
1-20 odd. I mean, that is unbelievable odds. That's incredible. Bazzer also says, do you think the Newcastle owners should have made a move for Gerrard, or do you believe that they have picked the right man in Eddie Howe? Well, everybody knows my feelings on War Eddie. I'm just delighted. I'm really excited to see what Eddie Howe does. Good evening to Dublin Magpie. All right, lads, hope you're all well and haven't caught anything from Paul. Yep, I hope you're getting better, Dublin Magpie. All the flu bugs going around. I'm not sure what this is. What is the biggest tragedy in the Premier League these past 4 years? I think it would be the Leicester City chairman and the helicopter crash, but we're not on about that. What do you think of Ajax and their constant production of gems like De Jong, Van der Beek, De Ligt, Ziyech, and this season, Gravenberch and Urian Timber? Thoughts? I haven't followed the Dutch league that much this season, but I know that Ajax are renowned for bringing players through. I mean, it's a given, isn't it?
I mean, listen, you know what Ajax are like. The way to bring up young players through the ranks sort of thing is absolutely superb. I mean, De Ligt, Ziyech as well, Anthony as well, and get back to whatever the name sort of thing. Oh my God, they got some cracking players coming through. And listen, I mean, Ajax are decent team. For me, I think they're the best team in Holland, and they're a historic team as well. Brilliant. Look how many Champions League, the European titles they won.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they're having a brilliant run in the Champions League as well. But, when we come to big leagues around Europe, the Eredivisie isn't really, up there. I think it's probably 6 or 7 for me around Europe. We'll move on. The Premier League is, we've done that. And I think, at the minute, I think Norwich City, John, they're not going to get out of it. I can't see them getting out of it. We are going to struggle. I mean, Eddie Howe said today in his press conference that, he's confident in his own ability to get Newcastle out of the trouble they're in. However, he's not guaranteeing it, which I liked him saying that, because he's not giving the fans, that kind of false hope.
Now, the thing is, I mean, you look at the players we've got. We have got good players. All they want is just proper training, getting them fit, right? Listen to his philosophy, right? If they do listen to him, right, and get some goals, right? We got the players who can attack. We got Wilson, as well documented. ASM, Miggy. I'm not sure about him sort of thing now. Let's be real. Friesa, when he behaves himself, we got some players who can score goals, but we definitely need to improve in January, Paul. Especially that back.
I think we've got a better 11 than Norwich, though. I think.
Oh yeah.
Playing in the right positions. I think we'll do all right. We'll move on to the German Bundesliga now, which is a big surprise this season. Apart from the league leaders, who are obviously Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. But I just want to point out that this sort of Bundesliga has been the same top two for quite a while, for various seasons. Apart from Leipzig, who came through and moved up the divisions, didn't they? But if you look there at the Bundesliga, I'm really impressed with Mainz this year. I watch a lot of the Bundesliga, and they play some fantastic football. And they're currently seventh. You've got the big boys at the top, yes. But is there anybody that stands out to you in the Bundesliga who's having a good season so far that you wouldn't expect, John?
Well, I'm not watching Bundesliga at all, but I'll give it a try. But to look at Freiburg as well, they're a well-run club. I mean, they've got a new stadium, right? And apparently, they got a waiting list of season tickets as well. So they have been a surprise package at this moment in time. And apparently, got young players coming through, and they sell profits. And very ambitious club run Freiburg now. They really are. And they're really at in a minute. They play a good brand of football. And they're hard to beat, as I can see. You can see 9 goals against, if you can see that sort of thing. And Leipzig, again, they bought big, young players through the ranks as well, young players, and sell some profit as well. I mean, Upagano also used to play for them, and he's gone to Bayern Munich as well. So that's a bit of a massive blow. The thing is, though, you look at Bayern Munich, not being real, right? They look at the best players in Germany, and they go and buy them. Look at them: Marcus Reus, Lewandowski, right? Upamecano, right? The French lad.
Yeah.
Look at them. You look at the bottom, right? I mean, Eintracht fans should really be there, sort of thing. 14th, they are a big club, and Hertha Berlin. Don't both be challenging at least a European spot. Do you know what I mean? I mean,
Frankfurt have been on a downward spiral for a couple of seasons. They just don't seem to be able to put any decent runs together. And Stuttgart as well. You don't expect Stuttgart to be down there. But then again, the German league, it's only 18 teams. It's a small division compared. Obviously, I know the Premier League is only 20, but when you've got that extra 2, it gives people a bit of breathing space. But in the Bundesliga, if you get yourself down in the bottom 3, then you find it very, very hard to get out of. I mean, Greuther down there at the bottom of the table. I mean, they're still to win a game. They've lost 10 of the 11 games. I mean, you've got to feel sorry for them. They're just a tiny little team who did so well getting out of the second division to get into the Bundesliga anyway. But it looks as if they're going straight back down. I mean, they're adrift completely. But again, it's a good experience for that side. Augsburg, I think, they're not, they've had a couple of decent seasons in the past. But there's Bochum, sitting 12th, sitting in the middle of the table, not a massive side. I think Cologne will be disappointed, though, John, down in 11th.
Yeah, I think they started well so far. They were in the top 4. If that was one of those games, they would have been in the top 4, but I think they failed to win that game. But I think Cologne will be okay because they're kind of like a yo-yo club. Their fans are fantastic, home and away. And remember they packed the crowd against at the Emirates. They took all the fans to the Emirates. There was more Cologne fans than Arsenal fans that day, and they got on the stadium about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They outsang the Arsenal fan from minute 1 to minute 90. And the atmosphere there, that's what come from Cologne fans. But other than that,
do you know what it is? You've got to sort of applaud the German fans because whenever they come over or whether they go in Europe, they make a tremendous noise. I mean, one of the stadiums that's on my bucket list is to go to Dortmund and see that yellow wall, because apparently the atmosphere is just unbelievable when that wall goes up before a game, and it's just noise. But do you think Dortmund have got it in them this season to keep up with Munich? Because we see it every year. You know, Dortmund are always sort of challenging there, but they start to fade away, certainly after Christmas time. With the players they've got this year, is it a two-horse race, or do you think Freiburg can keep up?
It'd be nice to see if Freiburg can make it, sort of thing, keep it up, sort of thing. They look tough to beat. They lost once this season. But if Borussia Dortmund's going to win the title, win the Bundesliga, it all depends how they do against Bayern. I feel you need to win one of those games. They need to beat Bayern at home. The problem is, they just spotlight against Bayern. They really do. I mean, Lewandowski always gets them every single time. So you look at the Bayern team, they have got a fantastic, fantastic team all over the pitch. Alphonso Davies, a left back. The guys, the unreal, Their manager, Nagelsmann, I mean, for me, is the best young manager in the world for me. The best young manager in the world.
Yep. I'm really interested to see if Freiburg can keep up with them, John, because, like you say, it's like a sort of new beginning for them, similar to what it is for us, but they've got the new stadium and stuff. And there's no sort of... What impresses me about Freiburg is when I've watched them this season, they don't have any world-class players. You know, they don't have any names that stand out kind of thing. But there's such a good, hard-working team. And when they come together as a team, that's what's propelled them to near the top of the league.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's all about playing for one another. It's all about doing the best you can and just playing the way you want to play. Don't play to their strengths, play to your own strengths. Do that. And then you start to win games, and then it'll work out for us, you know? So,
yeah.
And go on.
Go on. No, go on.
And like you said as well, if they keep going, they could shock the top two, but they may beat the one and the top two. You just never know. But they will give it a go, and they will fight to the very end. Are they going to keep up? We don't know this sort of thing. But one thing I will say, what a season they're having so far, no matter what.
Oh, good luck to them. I mean, you know, they're just playing with no fear at the minute, and that's what's exciting. I think Billy's come in with a little bit of a little sarcastic comment about the Scottish League, John, as you'd expect. Rangers could appoint Alf Stewart from home and away and still win the Premier League.
Okay.
Yeah, that's typical of Billy. Dublin Magpie says, what was that Brighton fan's name again, Paul, asking for a friend? I'm sure you're asking for a friend, matey, but it was Chloe. Mark Smith said, hi, Paul and John. I think Crystal Palace are playing very well and get 2 good results against Man City and Wolverhampton is very good. And Wilfred Zaha and Conor Gallagher are in great form. Yeah, we didn't mention Crystal Palace. I do apologise for that. They're having a great season. They've really turned it round. That's down to Patrick Vieira sort of thing. I mean, these ones come in and he spent a lot of money. He spent about £80 million. Everyone's saying that it's style of football. It's for attacking football, and they love to play out from the back. And it could be risky for Palace because the Palace fans are not used to that kind of football, but they're buying into Patrick's philosophy as well. I mean, Connor is fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Zaha is playing his best football for me at the minute. And Edouard, who's played for Celtic, is fitting in nicely. I mean, they are winning games, they're scoring goals. And and that lad from Odyssey from Reading, I mean, wow, brilliant. They're doing well. Geordie mentions Borussia Dortmund there on what we think of them giving English players like Jadon Sancho and Jude Bellingham a shot. Obviously, Sancho's come to Manchester United. It hasn't really worked out for him at the minute. Very early days for him in his Manchester United career, obviously. But Jude Bellingham's absolutely flying over there. He's been absolutely awesome, hasn't he? I mean, I thought he's going to be that bought for the future. And let's be honest, I mean, he goes in there and then he takes it by storm. It goes to show if you're young enough, you're good enough, and they just let you develop. I think they got a fantastic development school in there. And hopefully, Lame continues to Jude. You just never know. I can't see him come back to the Premier League yet. But what I will say, whoever gets him will have a fantastic team and a fantastic player in the years to come. Yeah. Geordie says, the only thing I know about Freiburg is that Papi Cisse used to play for them before joining Newcastle. Indeed, he did. But it's a very different looking Freiburg these days. Remember, there were big teams get relegated in Germany, Schalke and Hamburg in recent years. Exactly. it's tough. It's a cutthroat. It's a cutthroat league to be in. How with great power comes great responsibility. Devoted heart, try, enthusiastic, hard work. You can be a good team and proud fan of Newcastle. Bundesliga, Alphonso Davies, right quick. Can you name a faster player in the game today? Great show, Brent from Cape Breton. Thanks, Brent. Anybody quicker than Alphonso Davies? I mean, obviously, Ryan in Canada's a big fan of his because, he's Canadian, isn't he? So he's rapid, isn't he?
He's quick, isn't he? I mean, I've never seen a left back that quick. I mean, the guy's an elite player. He's so elite. I mean, where they found him from, big up to them, because I tell you something, he's going to be a three-figure sum in the future. I mean, I can't see Bayern Munich getting rid of him. No way. He's the best left back in the world for me.
Well, there's Ryan commenting there saying Bayern have the best left back in the world. He's absolutely raffed. In time, the Gallagher will be what people talk about instead of the yellow wall. Well, that'll be nice. Billy says the German clubs treat their fans so much better than the English counterparts. I'm hoping our new owners can follow the German club's blueprint. Yeah, I mean,
nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic the way they treat the fans over there. Ticket prices, all that kind of thing. It's very much a lot of the clubs are actually have a part fan ownership over there. I don't particularly think that would work over here, but it's something the Germans have done for quite a while now. Stop Captain says, what you're talking about? Bayern don't have Paul Dummett. Dear me, Paul Dummett. Wow. Jody says, totally agree, Billy. The German clubs don't believe in milking fan bases, unlike English clubs.
I agree.
Always like the Bundesliga, to be fair, especially the fans. Best young manager, Eddie Howe. Yeah. This is a great watch. I'm learning loads. Oh, thanks, Daniel. Adama Traore. Well, yeah, he's pretty rapid. Yeah, I mean, is he as fast as Davies, John? Do you reckon?
I don't think he is. He's quick.
Really?
I think Davies is. He's a whip at him. He's quick. He's a big lad as well, by the way, 6 foot.
Yeah.
But Traore is fast. But I'll say Davies.
I'll tell you what would be interesting: 100-meter sprint between the two of them. Ginger says apparently Adama is the fastest player in the world.
I'm not sure.
There you go.
You
Paul, good evening to you. At my daughter's 12th and possibly my future daughter-in-law's 21st tonight, so we'll miss the show. Have a good one, guys. No worries, mate. You can catch it up later on. Sorry, Mendy is the best left back in the world. Close Hernandez second. The Davies.
I'll say Davies, Hernandez, and Mendy.
Yeah, Ian makes a good point there. German clubs aren't allowed to be privately owned. So it's very difficult for anybody to sort of invest in German football. Billy says Adam Armstrong is the quickest in the Premier this season, according to speed tests done. High speed of around 22.5 miles per hour over a certain distance.
Very interesting. He is quick, by the way. He's very quick.
He's always been quick, Adam Armstrong, without a doubt. Yeah. Alphonso Davies came out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and played for the Vancouver Whitecaps in the MLS. Then Bayern swooped in, cash in hand. That's what you get. Inter are lacking the cutting edge they had last season that won them the Scudetto. Losing Lukaku, Hakimi, and Eriksen has been tough. We're currently sitting in third in the table, and that's the best they can do. We'll come on to the Serie A very soon. Bayern bought Davies from Vancouver Whitecaps for 10 million euros, I'm pretty sure. Davies was actually close to joining Crystal Palace, but had visa issues. Wow.
Oh.
I mean, Palace must be looking on that thinking, damn, really, damn. That would have been a hell of a signing.
It would be.
Just a shame Musiala chose Germany ahead of England. Real top talent. Thomas says ASM. I don't think he's as quick as the other guys, to be honest. Sean Longstaff won the Eddie Howe beep test. Does that mean he's quicker than Davies? No, a beep test isn't the same. I wouldn't rely on a bleep test. I would run them the length of the pitch and see who's quickest. Geordie says Blackburn almost signed Lewandowski. Yes, they did. I remember that.
Who managed him, though? Sam Allardyce managed him.
He was. Aye. Can you imagine? Dear me. Christ. Doesn't bear thinking of. Thanks for the $5 super chat, CFC Florida. I really appreciate that, matey. Right, let's move on to the next league, shall we? Which is going to be Ligue 1. in France. Let's have a look at that. And as you'd expect, I'll put it up on the screen now. There is only one team running away with that league title this season again, and it's our old friends from Paris Saint-Germain. Not in the greatest of form, I have to say, John. I mean, they've won 3 out of the last 5 games, but it took the front three a while to get going. Probably the most expensive front three in the world, but there you have it. They are going to win the league this year, and they're not going to make the same mistake as last year.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, they're running away with it now as well. I mean, Messi hasn't scored at all this season since he's joined. And if you look at the second team plays Lens as well, surprise package as well. I'm not sure I think they got promoted last season. If they have, they got to them. I mean, their manager, I can't remember his name, but he is an attacking manager, and they're playing the best football in French football. Quick. You got Nice as well, which is owned by Britishman, I believe. And you got Marseille, and you got Rennes as well. I mean, Rennes, they're a canny team as well, sort of thing. As well.
Do you know what it is about that French league this season, John? It's nice to see some of the smaller clubs up there. The likes of Montpellier, Rennes, Nice, Lens to a degree. The champions at the moment, Lille, are struggling badly, aren't they?
They are. Oh, look at it now. I mean, 1 win in the last 5 games. I mean, Gauthier was signed. He's gone to Nice, and look where they are now. And then you got a defender like Sven Botman as well, who's quality at the back. And you also got Jonathan David. Ryan loves him that much, by the way. He's a Canadian. He's Canadian, I think.
He is. Yeah. Ryan loves him.
Goals. If you look at the bottom of the table, I'm amazed that Bordeaux and Saint-Etienne on the bottom 3. I'm amazed. Because they shouldn't even be there.
I know. It's incredible, really, when you look at that table. I mean, I don't know what's going on at Monaco, because Monaco used to be the giants of French football along with PSG, and they just seem the last several seasons I've been really sort of disappointed with them. But the thing is, they obviously they play, they don't really get a big crowd. If we're honest, the stadium isn't that big because obviously Monaco is small in comparison to the other sort of major cities in France. Monaco is like a country of its own, really, isn't it? It's not really it's not really classed as being in France itself. But I think, I don't think Monaco is that big of an attraction for these big names anymore.
I don't think it is. If you got the money sort of thing, these are like a Russian ownership sort of an aspect. A lot of money. You had Falcao used to play for them. He used to get a lot of money by them, and you got some other players as well. Bernardo Silva used to play for them. Now Man City as well documented. But they're managed by Niko Kovac, the Croatian. I mean, he didn't qualify for the Champions League pop-out because they got beat by Spartak Moscow, I think, in the qualifiers sort of thing, which set them back a bit sort of thing. But they have got some good players there, but it just hasn't happened for them at all this season by the looks of it. But they had a poor start as well, and which didn't help them at all whatsoever. But when you look at it, if they're going to get back into the top 3 and Champions League football, then they're going to need to start winning games. They're not far away, but they need to fix up very quickly.
So you look at the bottom of the table, John, and you see Saint-Etienne there. I mean, that is, Saint-Etienne are used to be a very, very good side. And where they've fallen quite far now, haven't they?
They have. I think Lyon fans will be loving it in a minute. They'd be laughing them to get relegated to both rivals, by the way. But you look at it, I mean, Saint-Etienne, they are a historic football club. They win used to in the French League, right? They compete in Europe nearly every season, right? They have some good players there. I mean, ASM used to play for them as well, by the way, when he was young, I think, if memory serves correctly. But it just hasn't happened for them. They just won the first game of the season, by the looks of it, First within 13. Okay, they've drawn a lot of games, but can they kick on from here? And there's a long way to go, but they need to fix up very, very quickly. Otherwise, that football club should not even be in League 2.
It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. We've got Billy there saying Spinazzola is the best left back in the world, or was until his Achilles injury. Chippers makes a point there. We could have had Zidane at Newcastle in 1996, which is Very strange. Geordie said, I'd be concerned if PSG wasn't running away with the French league this season, given the quality they have in Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, and the likes. They should be running away with it anyway. Ian says, come on, they have two of the best players in the world. They should be killing it in any league. Hypothetically speaking, John, if you were a PSG fan, the French league isn't really something that, it must be difficult when you're a PSG fan to play in a league like that when you know that you've got world-class players and really, like everybody is saying, you should run away with the league. It's only really the Champions League games that would appeal as a fan, because you just know you're not going to get the same kind of competition in League One as you're going to get in the Champions League.
Yeah, I totally agree. If I was a PSG fan, I fully expect us to win the league every single season with the quality that PSG has got. And you're going to beat teams 5, 6, 7 out. What are you going to achieve for them, those results against the bottom teams and lesser French clubs? But the Champions League is the bread and butter for PSG every single time. That's the trophy they want to win. They invested a hell of a lot of money to win the Champions League. Can they do it this time? I'm so sure. I'm not so sure this time. I said Bayern Munich will win it, but PSG, I think they'll fall short again. I really do.
Geordie mentioned in there that former Sunderland player, Kazi is quality for St Etienne. Yeah, he's not. None of them are firing this year for St Etienne at the minute. You've got to remember, Lille manager left at the end of the season. He did. Which has completely rocked them. Ian says, our new director of football at Newcastle used to be at Monaco, if the rumours are right. Well, rumours, we'll see in the future. Kieran, PSG 10 points clear already. Weird. Yeah, I think he's been a bit sarcastic there. Lille lost Brazilian Araujo to Atlanta United in the MLS. Difficult for them to replace. Yes, 100%. But even if Lille didn't lose half, the manager and players, PSG were always going to be very, very difficult to keep up with this season. Ryan says that Monaco team of 16-17 was unreal. And the first time we saw Mbappe emerge. Yeah, I remember that team. Yeah. But they've fallen away since then. Geordie says Lille produced some decent players back in the early 2010s. Eden Hazard, Johan Cabaye and Gervinho. Not sure what's happening these days, though. Yeah, they did. Obviously, so did Montpellier. I believe that's where we got Remy Cabella.
Cabella.
Yeah.
And Mapu Mbia.
Oh yeah, Mbia. He was on and off, wasn't he? Mbia. I thought he was a decent defender. But Remy Cabella never really got an opportunity over here. He went back to France and he I can't remember. I think he's still playing now. I'm not sure where he is though.
I think he is at Lyon. When he left Newcastle and Mapu, I can't remember this is Mapu Mbia. Then he went to Roma for the season, and then he left there after one season, and then he went to Lyon.
I thought Cabella definitely had something about him. He just didn't get a chance.
No.
Remember all those young players that came through for Lille is mostly to do with Bielsa. It was indeed. Saint Etienne, shocking really seeing them down there. Saint Etienne were huge in the 70s, had a titanic battle with Liverpool in 77.
Remember
Saint Etienne's standard team, really not surprised they're down there right now. Bordeaux should be the surprise. Yeah, Bordeaux down there as well. Bordeaux, they're quite a big side in France and they're struggling. But, I'm not sure whether it's the fact that, or many teams blaming COVID for being down there, that they've lost players in the past or, they just haven't regained momentum from not playing in front of fans and things like that. It's tough for certainly in the French league. When you're playing in the French league and you think, right, I want to win things here, but you look at PSG and you think, well, am I ever going to win anything? Because, when you see PSG spending millions of pounds and, let's just say you're a team like, Strasbourg or Angers, Nantes, Lorient, Troyes, you're looking at that thinking, we've got no chance against the big boys like that.
Definitely not, and it is so frustrating, sort of thing. I mean, at least they're getting first team football. That's the main thing. All you got to do is just play the best you can and win as much as you can. But you're right. I mean, beating PSG is just such an unmovable object for me. But I totally understand where you're coming from. But you're right. It's so frustrating. And what can you do? What can you do except getting thrashed every time?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. It's still early days yet in many of these European leagues anyway. Jan, I have replied to your email. You mustn't have got it. I'll check my my sent items, and if there's any problem, I'll send it over to you again, matey. Apologies for that. A lot of teams that should be higher up the league, PSG have just run away with it. Boring leagues. You know what? They're not boring to watch. I mean, they're still competitive, despite PSG running away with it. You know, I like watching the Bundesliga. I like watching them all. And you know, when you watch the French league, it's still competitive. Maybe it's not to the standard, obviously, of the Premier League, etc. But they do try. They do still go for it.
Yeah, they do. They do because you know, they want to give it a go, sort of thing. And I mean, you got clubs like Marseille against PSG. That's quite a big game. I mean, that could be a drawn games. Like it could be Rennes against PSG. They beat them last season as well.
Yeah,
but you know, but it's PSG can get someone stuck on one of these big games as well, sort of thing. You just never know. But what they'll do is knock over the little ones as well. So
yeah,
it doesn't help. But
no. Geordie's got a little sarcastic remark here, which I think is aimed at you, John. PSG must feel the same way as Rangers supporters, knowing that they aren't going to get the same competition in the league, especially against the smallest clubs, Celtic.
Okay.
yeah. Marseille signed well with Gerson from Flamengo, but they're not getting the results with Sampaoli. Cesare says playing for PSG is basically the equivalent of retiring in the MLS, except you're still young and you get to play in the Champions League. Good point. Keith says it's a great show. Nice to see all the other leagues. Thanks, mate. Ryan says a report came out saying that PSG would consider terminating Ramos's contract, and as is very injury prone. Yeah, I've read that. If Ramos had his contract terminated, John, is there anywhere else you think he would go, or do you think he'd call it a day?
I think, me personally, I think he'd probably call it a day because of injuries and stuff as well. I would not be surprised if he went back to Real Madrid as one of the coaches. That's how it normally happens, you know what I mean? He's been with Real Madrid for a long time. So I can see him going back to Real Madrid, but I think he's going to retire for the game.
Right. Apparently, Cabela's in Russia, John, with Krasnodar.
Yeah, I've heard that as well, sort of thing. And he seems to be doing okay with them, sort of thing. So
I knew he was still playing somewhere. Billy says, I think Perez started at Montpellier, not 100% sure, but he played against us in the UEFA Cup 96-ish. Yeah, I'm sure he did play for Montpellier, Billy, you're right. Hi, guys. What do you think about Gerrard going to Aston Villa? Well, we spoke about that, mate. You're a bit late for that one. We've done the English League. You know, it's a good appointment for Villa, put it that way, I think. Ab says, impressive knowledge. You guys should scout for Eddie Howe. yeah, we should. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Tom just telling us that Cabela's in Russia as well. It's sort of, I'm not sure what's going on there. Was Perez not at Metz?
Metz, that's the word, Metz, not Montpellier's Metz.
Did he not play for? I don't know. I can't remember. Is Ben Arfa still playing in the French league? I don't think so.
I believe he is, but I don't know where though. I
thought he was a free agent. I'm not. Again, I don't know. I knew he was playing last season, but surprised to see Bordeaux down there. Yeah, a lot of people are. Tovan is now playing in Mexico with Ginac, at Tigres at 29. Wasted, as far as I'm concerned, because Tovan was worth a lot of money. Only a couple of seasons ago, he was having a blistering time playing for Marseille, and he just, unfortunately, he's gone for the money, John.
Yeah, I'm afraid he is. I mean, Italian clubs want him as well. Milan, Lazio want him as well, but he chose the money.
It's a shame that, you know, because he had a lot of potential. Graham Carl loved watching League One at once upon a time. He certainly did. And let's face it, he brought some decent players over. You know, they weren't always garbage. Ian says it's not just the French league. Almost all leagues are dominated by one team. Yeah, well, we'll certainly have a look. Right, we'll look at La Liga next before we finish on your favourite league, John.
Yeah.
So we'll obviously have a look at La Liga. So if you bear with us while I load that table up, because there is a surprise in La Liga this season, without a shadow of a doubt.
There is indeed.
All right, so there we go. There's the table. So I'll just share that on here. There you go. There is La Liga. And you can see at the top, Real Sociedad having an absolutely incredible season. A point ahead of Real Madrid on 27 points. Then you've got Sevilla, who are also on 27 points. And bringing up the top four is Atletico Madrid on 23. What a season Sociedad are having, John.
Absolutely fantastic. And we were there last season as well, and they fell away a little bit. Let's hope this time they can stay there. That's a big if, by the way. But
do you think they've learned the lesson from last season? Do you think they've strengthened in the right way to stay there this time?
I'm sure they have, because Alexander Isak, the Sweden international, has been scoring goals as well. That guy is an absolute unit. I tell you what, I'd take him at Newcastle if he's available. 100%. He is an absolute unit. He's quick, 6'4", and he's a goal-getter sort of thing. And they have been fantastic. They do play the football the right way. It's open attacking, a bit open at times, but listen, at the end of the day, they are scoring goals and they're winning games. Look at the
Do you know
last
what it is, though, John? When, like you say, they're a bit open at times. That's how I like to see football played. You know, like you look back to the 90s with Keegan's Newcastle teams, you know, just we'll score 5, you score 4, we score 5 kind of mentality. And I think Sociedad are playing like that this season. And they've had some fantastic results. They've lost 1 game in 13. And, you know, they are really challenging. They'll probably be disappointed they've drawn 4 games because they did have an opportunity to win a couple of those. And, you know, again, they're just dropping silly points, but they're still top of the table. But, you know, if you look down at 5th, well, not so much Real Betis, but 6th and 7th, you've got Rayo Vallecano and Osasuna. I mean, you know, 13 games played, 6th and 7th. Incredible.
I know. I mean, Falcao plays for Vallecano anyway. So
he does, yes.
They got promoted last season, I think.
Yeah.
And Osasuna, I do not expect Vallecano and Osasuna to be 6th and 7th this season at all whatsoever. But what a season they're having so far, sort of thing. They must be doing well. Osasuna's lost the last 2 games, as you can see.
Yeah.
But are they on the slide? I don't know. But they're just giving it a right go. They're just enjoying themselves, you know what I mean? And you got Espanyol as well, got promoted last season as Segunda Division champions, and they learned their lesson as well. But listen, it's all about Sociedad in a minute. And I tell you what, if they can't already out in a minute, they only lost once this season. I think, hopefully, it could be that. Yeah, it'd be nice to see something different with the La Liga.
Yeah,
and I just hope it's Sociedad. But Barcelona, man, oh my God,
Barcelona. I mean, look. Stop Captain said, need to remember Sociedad had a similar start last season, like you said, John, and fell away dramatically. That's where I think they'll have learned from last season. But if you look where Barcelona are, 9th in the table. They've had an absolutely rotten time. But at the start of the show, John, there was a comment about Xavi. Is he going to come in and transform things immediately? I mean, Koeman had a mare, didn't he? I mean, he just had a nightmare. The players weren't playing for him. The fans had completely turned against him. But you look at Barcelona's last 4 games, they've drawn 2 and lost 2. They're still not firing all cylinders. But is Xavi capable of turning that round before the transfer window opens? And do Barcelona have any money to buy any players?
I don't think Barcelona's got any money to buy the players. They're in horrendous debt.
Yeah,
but Xavi's coming in now, and he's got to realise he has really got no money to spend. But I'll be amazed if he's given money. Is he going to do it this season? I don't know. I doubt it very much. But the following season, he would do his utmost best to get Barca where they belong. Yeah. And you got to trust Xavi, by the way. If he gets the players in, right, who he wants, it could be on free signings, by the way. Turn some players like Dembele. I can't see Dembele leaving to come to us.
Well,
now.
He's been linked with Newcastle, so is the goalkeeper Ter Stegen. And if we offer bit, money talks, and let's say Barcelona are in need of money, John, there's no doubt about that. So can they refuse big offers for the players?
Yeah, and will Ter Stegen and come to Newcastle with a second bottom of the table? I doubt it very much, because he won't be playing Champions League football sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? But it'd be great for him to come. But
it depends if they sell the club, don't it? It depends how they sell the club to them. So Ryan makes a good point as well. Mikel Merino is at Sociedad. He's an established Spanish international now as well. So, you know, well done to him. I mean, we let him go far too soon. I thought he was a fantastic player. Looked like he had bags of potential. But again, was it Rafa it was Rafa that got rid of him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I found that quite disappointing, to be honest, because I thought he did have real potential and obviously fulfilling it now at Sociedad.
Yeah, I mean, listen, or maybe the Premier League is too early to for him at this moment in time. But when it comes back in the Premier League in future, then I tell you something, he's going to be a better player. I really believe he will. But he's getting experience now. He's back in his native Spain, right? And then afterwards and stuff like that. I mean, if he does come back, I think he'd be fantastic. But he's been a revolution in Spain at the moment, and he just said it there. He's a Spanish international as well, and we let him go on too quickly. But then again, if Steve Bruce came in, would Marino be there? I doubt it very much. He'd be gone.
Yeah, he's not kind of a Steve Bruce player, is he? Paul says there would be so funny if Barca don't get Champions League. Who would you take from Barca and have at the Toon? Well, I think we mentioned Dembele. Certainly, I'd take ter Stegen if we really are interested in him. A fantastic goalkeeper. Anyone else that you would have, John?
For Barca, Pi maybe. So I think if he came back, then he'll come a better player, sort of thing. Who's that lad? That young lad? Oh man, he's 15, isn't he? 15 to 16. He's got 100 million. He's got 1 billion buyout clause in his contract.
Oh, I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
I don't need to tell you. I might know.
Yeah. We'll see if any comments come in on that. But Valencia are 10th. They could also be higher up the table. Yep, not having a great season at all. Barca have great youth players coming through, so a big rebuild stage. Huge. Dembele and ter Stegen contracts are both close to closing. Dembele is injury prone. Braithwaite, Luke de Jong up top. No wonder Barca are 9th. Luke de Jong. There's a blast from the past. Barca sold Neymar for 222 million and wasted it on Coutinho, Dembele, and Griezmann. All flopped. Marino wasn't settled. Spanish footballers are technically the best ever. Possibly. I remember we bought Marino for 1.5 million from Dortmund. Brilliant from Benitez. Yeah, and then sold him. Rafa didn't want to get rid of Marino, but had the clause in his contract. Sociedad triggered it, and he was gone. Fair enough. I'd have all of Barcelona's team, says Ian. What about Gavi?
That's the one, Gavi. That's the one I was on about.
That's him, yep.
That's the one.
Yeah,
he looks an immense talent.
Yeah, that's why he's got such a big buyout clause as well. I guess.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I know. Just at the bottom of the table, obviously, there we see Getafe. It's the usual bunch, really, at the bottom. You've got Getafe, Levante, Elche, Granada, and Cadiz. Usually, they're the sort of teams that are always battling. Mallorca are doing all right this season, back in La Liga, sitting 13th on 15 points. But it's very, very close, John. If you look at, you look Barcelona in 9th, they're only 6 points ahead of Elche, who were in 18th in the relegation zone.
I know. I mean, I tell you what, they need to get some wins together, sort of thing. You could be dragged down there, sort of thing. But it's very interesting. It's such an exciting league by the looks of it. And, the points are very, very bunched up as well, sort of thing. So it just goes to show that you've got to win games, otherwise you could be dragged down there because anything can happen in Spain.
Yeah. Ryan says, did you guys see what Almiron's agent said about Elche? Yes, and I can't see him going to Elche in a million years. Right, Barry's ringing me for some reason when I'm on a call. When I'm on the show. Shocking from Barry, that is. Cadiz with Negredo. Ian says, imagine if there was a club that could afford to spend £1 billion on a player. Imagine that, John. Just so happens that there is. There is a club that could do that.
I can't see anyone spending £1 billion on one player. That'd be absolutely obscene, that.
I know.
No chance.
Kieran says, imagine them negotiating that. Oh, yes, we'd like to put a £1 billion clause on you. Mental. Yeah, it is. It is. But there you go. There is La Liga at the moment as it stands going into the international break. I really do hope that Sociedad can continue up there because it'd be nice to see somebody different. And Betis, they've got some decent players as well, but lost the last 2 games, so it might have knocked them a little bit. But Vallecano and Osasuna, brilliant to see them up there. Absolutely superb. Right, the final league we're going to look at on the show is your favourite, Mr. Man, is Serie A. And it is coming up on your screen any second now. There it is. So if we look at the table, we've got Napoli on top. Second are AC Milan. Third are Inter. Fourth, Atalanta. Fifth, Lazio. Sixth, Roma. It's very interesting, the top of that table, John, to be honest, because there's nowhere Juventus can be found down in 8th position.
I know. I mean, Legu's not having the best of times in the minutes, UBS sort of thing. I mean, if you're going to get beat at home like Empoli and Sassuolo, you're not going to win the league. There's absolutely no way you're going to win the Scudetto. But you look at the teams there, Napoli and Milan, they're having a cracking season at this moment in time. Those two have been the best teams for me. Then you got Inter. I mean, Inter lost Lukaku. He was a huge miss. Now they got Lautaro Martinez up front, but they also got Joaquim Carrera from subs as well. And also you got Eddie Dzeko as well, who's been playing well. He's been playing really well, let's be fair. And if you look at this, I mean, you got Lazio, you got Gilmo Immobile, top scorer, 10 goals.
Yeah.
And if you look at Hellas Verona, Giovanni Simeone, he scored 7 in the last 3 games. Unbelievable. He scored on
What is it that Juventus are missing this season, John? Do you think they've suffered badly losing Ronaldo? Or has he not been... Is he the... have they not replaced him, or did they not have a replacement ready for him? Or do you think they would just rely on too much on Ronaldo?
Oh, definitely, because he scored 28 goals last season for Juve. You take away his goals, and Juve does struggle to score goals. That is the thing. Mm-hmm. And I think if you look at Juve, people say the back 4, right? You got Cellini or Nucci on the wrong side of 30. Yeah. You got let's be real. You got Danilo as well as right back. He's playing. Mm-hmm. He's done okay. I mean, not gonna lie. Szczesny, I mean, has his moments. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes he's brilliant, and sometimes he's been really, really poor. Yeah. I mean, Locatelli needs to settle, right? Bentancur, I mean, he's done all right. Vincent McKennie, I mean, it's Serie A too early for him. That's the thing. Morata misses a lot of chances, and this is what I don't get Juve sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I just hope that Juve do sign some players, and with Juve, they just sign players on the free. They sign players on the free these days. You know what I mean? They don't spend that big. They spend 40 million on Locatelli, and you've got to give him a chance. And
I mean, there's a good comment there saying that Juve's issues is because Morata's up top.
Missed a lot of chances, done he?
I've never been a fan of Morata, to be honest.
I mean, I've tried to stick up for him big time, sort of thing, you know what I mean? But he's way off the pace of some games, you know what I mean? But we definitely need another forward in a sort of thing. I mean, they definitely need a strike. They've got a young lad from Brazil, right? And he's not going to get in the team yet, sort of thing, at this moment in time. But for me, I mean, I think Empoli, surprise package at the moment in time. I mean, I didn't expect much from Empoli, sort of thing. They drew. They could have won on Friday. Atalanta.
Can I just ask you, John, what is going on at Sampdoria? Because when I was growing up, and really sort of all through sort of my life, I've looked at sort of Serie A, and Sampdoria to me have always been one of the big names in Italy. What's going on there? I mean, are they normally struggling like this?
Well, they have been mid-table and like low mid-table, low mid-table, right? Yeah. But this season with Sampdoria, I don't know what's happened to them, sort of thing as well. But believe you me, I mean, scoring goals has been a massive problem. They lost to Bologna on the last home game, sort of thing, and that is an absolute worry, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And they got Damsgaard as well. He is absolutely, for me, is close to being world class, sort of thing. Right. But they're going to need the money soon. I kind of seen Damsgaard staying at Sampdoria if they get relegated, or I can't see him staying in January, sort of thing, the way things are at the moment in time. It's a shame because he is such a talented young kid.
Yeah.
But it's the players around him defensively have been really, really poor. That is the thing.
And I mean, there's another team there, Cagliari. Then, they're having a dreadful season. I mean, if I was to look at that table and name the sort of teams that I would think would be near the bottom of Serie A this season, would be Sassuolo. I'd look at Spezia, and I'd also look at the 19th team there, Salernitana. They're just a little club, aren't they? So they're probably expected to be down there. Yeah. But I mean, Cagliari and Sampdoria and Genoa to a degree. I mean, Genoa just seem to be drawing games they can't win.
Do you know what it is, Paul? I mean, they had 9 managers in the last 4 seasons, right? Genoa. And they just sat down Valentini and they brought in the Milan legend, former Ukrainian head coach Shevchenko, right? And on the 2.5-year contract. They got new backers as well, new owners from American firm. And basically, Genoa has been through the relegation quite a few seasons now, yeah. And I tell you what, if they don't fix up, they're going to be in big, big trouble. Big style, do you know what I mean? They've got more than as you can see. I mean, they scored 17 goals. That's not a problem, but it's the way they're seeding goals. And I mean, they drew with Valencia at home last week, nils each. And they got a last-minute draw against Empoli as well, away from home. But Valencia's doing okay. I mean, Valencia, they beat Roma by 3 goals to 2. And I mean, Udinese are going to be mid-table. They're always going to be mid-table with Udinese. Sassuolo, right? I mean, under Roberto De Zerbi, right, he's moved on to Shakhtar Donetsk, and they got a new coach who came from Empoli as well, sort of thing. But they're still playing open football. But they beat Juventus away from home as well. But if you look at it, I think Sassuolo will be mid-table. I think Udinese will be fine. Torino will be fine. As long as keep Velotti, by the way. Hellas Verona will be fine. But I look at the bottom 3. I think Cagliari could be in big, big trouble. I mean, can they find a way out? I think they can.
There's only 3 points gap at the minute. I mean, it's not like anybody's adrift there at the minute, is it? So they're all still in with a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Given there's only 12 games gone. Kieran is asking there, what happened to Dybala? Not heard much about him.
Dybala,
he's got a little bit off the radar, hasn't he?
And sometimes he plays as a sub sort of thing as well. But he's not, he's not playing his best football at the minute. But listen, at the end of the day, he's still a quality player. The guy's 28, and I thought he's just a decent player. He's still a world-class player, but maybe also a different challenge. I don't know. His contract's up. I think his contract's up at the end of the season. Remember, Thursday's right. And, maybe also a fresh challenge. I don't know. But I think it's happening to Juve. But they need to give him the right contract. And then hopefully...
Yeah. Well, we'll certainly see what happens in the coming weeks. We'll have one. We're going to look at one last league, which is obviously Scotland. We can't leave Scotland now because I know there's a lot of Scottish viewers. Yeah. That is the Scottish Premier League as we stand going into this international break. Rangers 4 points clear of Celtic in second. To be fair, Celtic have done well the last 5 games, unbeaten. Obviously, won 4 out of those 5. They've turned it around a little bit. Hearts are still battling on, though, John. They had a blistering start to the season, and they've gone off the boil a little bit, drawn those 3 games there. They would have much rather turned them into wins, and they'd probably be still top of the table. But the one last time out, you've got Dundee United as well having a decent season, and then really you sort of, I mean, Aberdeen will be disappointed where they are. I'm sure they expected a lot better. Of course, ex-Celtic captain Scott Brown is now captain of Aberdeen. They had big plans this season, and I think it's just fallen away too quickly, hasn't it?
It has indeed. I mean, Aberdeen, like you said, they're expecting big things there, probably in the top 4, top 5 sort of thing, but hasn't quite worked out for them at this moment in time. But I think Ross is going to struggle. I think Dundee might go with the playoffs again. Yeah. But looking at the top of the table, I mean, Hibernian started well, but they lost the last 4 games, haven't they, really?
Yeah, they've gone on a bit of a downward spiral.
They have. But I think it's going to be the top 2 now. I think the top 2 is going to stay where they are, sort of thing. It's a question who's going to win the thing. But I see Celtic's lost 3 games. Rangers only lost 1 against Dundee United, I quite believe. And Joe was very disappointed at the performance there.
Yeah,
but
they beat Motherwell 7-1 last. This was 6 or 7-1 last time out.
yes.
Pretty dominant display. But I'm surprised to see there that the Celtic have a better goal difference than Rangers. I wasn't actually expecting to see that, but they've only conceded 9 goals, Celtic, this season.
They have. I mean, they've seen 9 goals, but some of them's turned into defeats. But at the end of the day, he's getting the defence right, and they play an open attacking football. One of the games, I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Hearts. 38 shots on target. 38 shots on target. Goal attempts and 21 on target. But my God, I mean, they are playing it right. They are playing football, but they're just missing so many chances again, and that is why they're second in the league. Kyogo, brilliant. Jota, brilliant. Do you know what I mean? They're coming together, those two. And I tell you what, if they can beat Rangers, if they can beat them in the Old Firm in January on New Year's Day, I tell you something, the race is on, I'm telling you.
It is. I mean, the thing is, a lot of comments coming in saying that if Stevie G leaves Rangers and goes to Villa, then Celtic will win the league. Do you think it'll have that much of an impact on Rangers?
Massive.
And who would come into Rangers? I mean, who'd step in?
That's a very good question. I mean, I don't know who's going to come in and take Stevie G's place. It'd be very, very, very interesting to see what's going on. But I mean, you're only going to realise Frank Lampard's available, Dean Smith's available, yeah, and it's just a question: is who's going to come in? Do you know what I mean? It's going to be hard. Yeah. I don't know who the bookies' favourite for that job is, sort of thing. But one thing for certain, I think Stevie G could well be on his way.
Yeah, he certainly looks like he's going to Villa and should be appointed by the end of the week. But there you have it, guys. There is the European Football Show, the first show of this particular series. I've really enjoyed going through the different leagues. It's been great. We will be back next week where there'll be no change to the league tables because of the international break. So what we'll do is on next week's show, we look at all the fixtures and see what big games are going on around the different European leagues and see where some results could make a different to league position. So we will do a show next week, even though there hasn't been any games at the weekend. We'll take a check on the fixtures. But I've really enjoyed that show tonight, John. It's been good, and a lot of people have asked for this kind of show to talk about the other leagues, and I've really enjoyed it.
It has been. It means refreshing, it's different, it's new, and let's hope we keep going.
Fantastic. Right, well, thank you to everybody that's commented tonight. I really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Like I say, it's going to be a regular thing now on a Wednesday night with myself and John doing a European League roundup and talking about other leagues and seeing what players that maybe Newcastle United can snatch come the transfer window when that opens up again. It's going to be really interesting to see certainly what positions change from now till the end of the season, certainly over the European leagues from when we did the first show today, when we look back probably at the end of the season and we look back and think, wow, look where they were or look where they've gone. There's bound to be some teams fall away. There's bound to be some teams rise up again. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Barcelona in the coming weeks and months with Xavi taking over there. But it's certainly exciting stuff. So if you have enjoyed the show, guys, please don't forget to smash the like button for us. Continue helping us build the channel. And also, if you're new to the channel and you like what you've seen, you've had a look around the other shows and you like it, please do consider subscribing. On the way to 6,000 subscribers. And with your help, I can get there quite soon. But that's up to you guys. If you like the shows, then please do subscribe. But this has been me and John Sinclair. And we've really enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Have a fantastic weekend as well. Take care.
Thanks, Paul. You take care, man.
Good night.
Good night.